Hello, and welcome to day 5 of Vlogmas. Today has been a really busy day, and I haven't really had time. I didn't have time to film during the day when there was still light, and I haven't really had that much time to do much crafts or anything so far today. So now I'm here, it's already evening, and I'm here trying to find a place that's reasonably well lit so that I can talk to you a little bit about this project, which is pretty much finished actually, but just needs a bit of finishing, blocking and delivering, because it's not for me, it's for my sister-in-law. And this is the Sculpt sweater. It's a pattern by Rachel Illusley, I think that's how you say her name. Unwind Knitting is her name on Ravelry. And this is it's knit in Wetterhof Sivilla, which is a wool silk yarn. A Finnish traditional yarn that's been around for a long time, but a yarn that's actually really good for sweater knitting, and has a lovely drape and a fingering weight yarn that creates a nice fabric with good drape. And then it has this beautiful, fairly complex yoke that has these sort of mini cables and twisted stitches that sort of undulate one into the other. So the order from my sister-in-law was that she wanted a nice sweater, some sweater that she could wear for going out on occasions or for more formal gatherings as well. And I said, yeah, I'll make you one. But I have a few conditions. I get to choose what I make, what pattern I make, and also what kind of yarn and that sort of thing, which he was happy to oblige. And so we decided on the color together, and she has tried it on. She doesn't live near, but I had a chance to see her when we were traveling recently. So she's tried it on, and we think it's good. Now, I was playing a little bit of yarn chicken here. I think I had 350 grams, and I was pretty sure that was going to be enough, because for me it would be. And she's not that much bigger than me. She's a little taller. But I think this yoke actually ate a little more yarn than I expected. So that's why I don't know, it maybe doesn't show the full length here, but it is about waist length, not cropped, but it doesn't go all the way down to the hip. And the sleeves are full length, and they have the same sort of cable pattern on the cuff, whereas the cuff at the bottom is just a normal twisted rib cuff. So I have now used up all the yarn apart from my little swatch. So, and it is still, I have blocked it up until here, and you can see the line fairly clearly here. This far I blocked it because I wanted to see how much it possibly stretches or relaxes. It doesn't stretch massively, but I'm expecting it to stretch just a little bit. So yeah, it just needs blocking now and weaving in the ends, and then it's finished. And then I hope that it will be something that she'll be able to wear a great deal and be happy with. And it's been a very enjoyable project. As I said, I really like working with this yarn. It's smooth and silky and fast to knit, considering that it's fairly thin. But because it's so smooth, you actually develop a fairly fast method of knitting just in the circular with it. And it was a fun knit. And I will try and, if I get a chance, maybe to model it on myself, or to later on maybe get some pictures of my sister-in-law actually wearing it, then I'll put those pictures up on my Instagram at least. So yeah, that was today's project. As you saw maybe earlier, I also started an unraveling project, which is I dug out a pair of really worn out socks with huge holes on the soles, and they've been just around in my drawer out of mercy because I couldn't throw them away. But now I realize, well, I can always unravel, and take the good bits and reuse them. Now that I even have a scrap blanket project, so and I always find that fascinatingly satisfying to unravel and just take out all the bad bits, and then you have new yarn. I mean, there's still good yarn on the cuff, for instance, whereas although the sole was really worn. So, and the yarn in that sock has a bit of sentimental value. It's Lorna's Laces, or one of the yarns is Lorna's Laces hand-dyed yarn, which was one of the first hand-dyed yarns that I got for myself when hand-dyed yarns started to emerge about 15 years ago. I don't know about Lorna's Laces if they're around anymore, but those were some of the first that I was able to get my hands on. So I think I've used and reused them that same yarn several times already. And now it's going into my blanket, and it's not likely that I'll reuse it from that blanket, but I hope it'll stay there for a long time. Okay, tomorrow is Independence Day here in Finland, the 6th of December, which means it's a bank holiday. Everyone is off, schools are closed, and people, there are Christmas markets, there are events, there is the president's reception at which is broadcast, and everybody watches that in the evening. Many people have a tradition of making gingerbread on Independence Day, and I will probably also be doing that later in the evening with my family, but I'm going on some of my own, things on my own first. I'm going to the ladies' or the women's Christmas market here in Vasa, which is also an old tradition, a Christmas market, an indoor Christmas market. And maybe I'll try and get some footage from there. They sell crafts and food stuff and Christmassy things. And then I'm going to go and see my mom and help her out a bit. And then I probably will join my family and my my brother-in-law and his family for making gingerbread. And so I'll see you tomorrow with whatever I'm doing then. Bye!